The internet is global. My followers are all over the world, and they all read in English, most of them, but a lot of them have different native languages. And to this date, I've tweeted in 25 different languages. I don't know 25 different languages, but we all have apps that help us do that. I do speak Russian, so you can see the Russian right here, and I'm tweeting a message. In Japan, I'd send a lot of Japanese tweets. And the apps that they have on the iPhone, it's phonetic. So I would get somebody to translate phonetically, and I would just write it out, and then I would get them to check the characters that automatically pop up, and then I put it all in there. And I would tweet in Japanese, I've tweeted in Welsh, and I try to look for the most obscure languages. I had a lot of Indonesian followers, so when I met somebody who spoke Bahasa Indonesia, they helped me translate a tweet, and I put it out there. And I found that that's really effective for especially people who are following you in a language that's not their own. They really appreciate that.
Palya nanana. Puklarini nyonta na nampa noranga. Mukranani anani. Muno Nurampa nura wirmulapa. Nura milmil munuwiru. Mukranani mantakulk. Chichichiti. Puklarinina wanga nurampaku. Pitjantjatjara. Nayula mukranani, chulupchuta, nyakuni chikicha, nini, kilikilikari, muno panpalala, pukulpana malpa, chutaku, chukrapa palya naparchi chukrapa lungkata, mula mulangana wangani, palya wiru, palya anana.
So in this YouTube video I made, I'm speaking Pitjantjatjara, which is one of the Aboriginal languages of Australia. Only 4,000 people speak it today. And the reason I did this was because I was traveling in an area that was predominantly Aboriginal. And whereas before, National Geographic explorers could go out and kind of take pictures of everything, I was prohibited from taking pictures. I always ask permission before I take a picture of someone. We often have to have release forms from the people we take pictures from. And every single person I asked said no. They're very sensitive about cameras culturally, and I didn't want to cause any problems. So I felt very bad because I've been traveling in Australia for 2 months and did not have a single picture of a full-blooded native Aboriginal. And I said, well, how do I portray this culture, and how do I show it? And this was what I kind of finally came up with, because when I travel, I always try to learn as much of the local language as possible. I have a list of about 10 or 15 words that I always try to learn no matter where I'm going in that language. And when all else fails, you must learn thank you. You must. And so I learned how to say thank you in Pitjantjatjara. But I wanted to do more than just say thank you when I traveled here. I wanted to actually learn as much as I could about their culture. So to learn this, I wasn't reading, I actually learned it, memorized it. I met some Aboriginal women from the Pitjantjatjara tribe in Alice Springs, and I sat under a tree with them. They all sit under trees in the summertime, and for 2 days we talked back and forth, and they would teach me certain words, and I would write them down, and this went back and forth, back and forth. And I ended up buying them lunch. They wanted KFC, so I bought them a big bucket of KFC. And the thing about the internet is people are always complaining about how much there's so much trash on the internet. That's our fault. If we complain about the trash on there, it's our fault because we haven't put enough good stuff on there. The internet is whatever we put on there. The other thing about the internet is it only is, things nowadays are only real when they're on the internet. And when I looked on the internet, there was nothing in Pitjantjatjara. There was nothing. There was no written language. There was no recording of it. There was nothing at all. And I said, here's a language that isn't real to most people because it's not online. So I wanted to put this language online. And I couldn't have pictures of the Aboriginals, but I could put their language online, which is why I did this. And it's funny because a year later, now there's a lot of Pitjantjatjara online. It's like you can plant something and other people will put stuff there.